Oliver Owl and the Missing Ticket. Oliver Owl was the station master of Pinewood Station, the busiest little train station in the forest. Every morning, animals arrived with smiles, ready for exciting journeys aboard the Woodland Express. One sunny day, just before departure, a young rabbit named Lily began to cry. "My ticket is gone," she sniffled. The train was almost ready to leave. Some animals hurried past, but Oliver gently adjusted his glasses and said, "Let's solve this together." He carefully retraced Lily's steps around the station. Near a flower bed, they discovered the ticket resting beneath a large sunflower leaf. Lily's eyes sparkled with relief. The passengers cheered as she climbed aboard just in time. As the train rolled through the forest, Oliver smiled proudly. That day, everyone learned an important lesson. When someone faces a problem, taking time to help can make all the difference.
Benny Badger, the brave conductor. Benny Badger loved being the conductor of the Woodland Express. Every day, he guided the train safely through forests, rivers, and hills. One autumn afternoon, dark clouds gathered above the tracks. Soon, strong winds began blowing colorful leaves across the railway. As the train approached Pine Hill, Benny noticed a fallen tree branch resting across the rails. The passengers became worried. Instead of panicking, Benny remained calm. He stopped the train safely and asked several strong forest animals for help. A bear, a deer, and a family of beavers worked together to remove the branch. Soon the tracks were clear again. The passengers applauded as the train continued its journey. That evening, Benny reflected on the adventure. He realized that bravery is not about being fearless. Real bravery means staying calm, thinking clearly, and helping others when challenges appear.
Rosie Rabbit's Rainy Journey. Rosie Rabbit had been looking forward to visiting her grandmother for weeks. She boarded the Woodland Express, carrying a small basket of carrots and flowers. Halfway through the journey, gentle rain began falling. Soon the rain became heavier, covering the windows with tiny sparkling droplets. Rosie felt nervous because she had never traveled during a storm before. Across from her sat Elder Owl. "Storms may seem frightening," he said kindly, "but they help forests grow strong." Rosie watched the rain nourishing flowers, trees, and rivers along the route. The storm gradually passed. A beautiful rainbow appeared across the sky. When Rosie finally arrived, her grandmother welcomed her with a warm hug. Rosie smiled. The journey had taught her something valuable. Sometimes the things that seem scary at first can bring beauty and growth if we face them with patience and courage. Finn Fox and the Mountain Tunnel. Finn Fox loved adventure more than anything. One morning, the Woodland Express prepared to travel through the famous mountain tunnel, the longest tunnel in the entire forest. Finn was excited. As the train entered the tunnel, everything became dark, except for the warm lantern lights inside the carriages. Some younger animals became nervous. Finn noticed a little squirrel holding tightly to her seat. "It's okay," Finn whispered. To help everyone stay calm, he began telling stories about brave explorers and magical forests. The animals listened carefully. Soon, laughter filled the carriage. Before anyone realized it, sunlight appeared ahead. The train emerged safely from the tunnel. The passengers cheered. The little squirrel thanked Finn for helping her feel brave. Finn discovered that courage can spread from one heart to another when we choose kindness and encouragement. Hazel Hedgehog's Delivery. Hazel Hedgehog worked as the forest's special railway messenger. One morning, she received an important package that needed to reach Maple Grove before sunset. The Woodland Express carried Hazel across rivers, hills, and forests. Along the way, many distractions appeared. Beautiful butterflies fluttered nearby. Friends invited her to play. A fair was taking place beside one station. Yet Hazel remembered her responsibility. She stayed focused on her mission. Just before sunset, she arrived at Maple Grove and delivered the package safely. Inside was a birthday gift for an elderly tortoise celebrating his 100th birthday. The tortoise smiled with joy. Everyone applauded Hazel's dedication. As she returned home, Hazel felt proud. She learned that responsibility means finishing important tasks even when distractions make other choices seem easier.
Theo Tortoise and the Sunset Train. Theo Tortoise always moved slowly. While other animals rushed through life, Theo preferred taking his time. One evening, he boarded the Sunset Express, a train famous for its beautiful evening route. Many passengers hurried to the windows, hoping for the best views. Theo calmly chose a quiet seat. As the train rolled through golden forests and sparkling rivers, he noticed details others missed. He saw deer drinking beside a stream. He spotted fireflies waking beneath the trees. He watched clouds changing colors as the sun slowly disappeared. When the journey ended, the other passengers realized they had spent most of the trip rushing from window to window. Theo smiled gently. He learned that slowing down often allows us to discover wonderful things hidden in everyday moments.
Molly Mouse and the Golden Whistle. Molly Mouse dreamed of becoming a train conductor one day. At Pinewood Station, she admired the conductor's golden whistle. One afternoon, the whistle suddenly disappeared. The station became busy and confused. Without the whistle, trains could not depart properly. Molly volunteered to help. She carefully searched platforms, benches, and waiting rooms. Finally, she heard a faint squeak. A baby raccoon had accidentally picked up the shiny whistle, thinking it was a toy. Molly kindly explained its importance. The raccoon quickly returned it. The trains resumed their journeys. Everyone praised Molly's honesty and determination. That day, Molly discovered that leadership begins long before someone receives a title. It starts when we choose to help others and solve problems responsibly. Sammy Squirrel's Big Responsibility. Sammy Squirrel was chosen to announce station arrivals during Forest Festival Week. He felt excited but also nervous. Many animals would depend on his announcements. Before the first train arrived, Sammy practiced carefully. He spoke slowly and clearly. Throughout the week, trains arrived safely because passengers understood exactly where they needed to go. On the final day, the station manager thanked Sammy. The young squirrel realized that even small responsibilities can have a big impact when completed carefully and thoughtfully. The Snowy Forest Express. Winter arrived, covering the forest with sparkling snow. The Snowy Forest Express continued traveling through the beautiful white landscape. One morning, a heavy snowfall slowed the journey. Passengers became worried about reaching their destinations. Instead of complaining, the animals worked together. Some cleared pathways. Others shared food and warm blankets. Together, they transformed a difficult delay into a cheerful adventure. By evening, everyone arrived safely. The passengers learned that teamwork can make even the longest journeys easier and happier. The Great Woodland Festival Train. Once every year, the Woodland Festival Train traveled across the forest collecting animals for the Grand Woodland Celebration. Foxes, rabbits, bears, Owls, squirrels, and hedgehogs boarded along the route. Each passenger brought something special. Some shared music. Others brought stories, food, or decorations. As the train approached the festival grounds, laughter filled every carriage. When they arrived, the animals celebrated together beneath glowing lanterns and starry skies. The festival reminded everyone that every animal had unique gifts to share. That night, as the train returned home through the peaceful forest, the passengers felt grateful. They had learned one final lesson. A community becomes strongest when everyone contributes their talents and kindness for the happiness of others.